guest is a journalism professor and author, Susan Shapiro. Welcome.
Hi, Susan. So you're not a therapist, but you're a shrinkaholic.
I'm a shrinkaholic.
Right. And so you wrote this book, Speed Shrinking.
I did.
What is it?
What happened was I had this brilliant addiction specialist who helped me get off of cigarettes, alcohol, dope, gum, and bread. And the joke was the only thing I had left to quit with him was him, and then he moved away and quit me.
Oh.
And I didn't relapse on anything else, but Crumb's Cupcakes opened up across the street,
Yeah.
and I started eating cupcake icing. So I thought, oh, God, I better get his replacement fast.
We agree with that, because we like cupcake icing much more than we like the cupcake.
Right, me too. I didn't eat the cupcakes, but the icing
Of
was
course.
causing trouble.
Right.
So I thought I better find his replacement really fast. And he was $200 a session, but the shrinks on my new insurance were only $25 copay. So I thought, hey, for the price of one of him, I could see 8 shrinks in 8 days instead of speed dating and speed shrinking. And it just so happened that the last shrink that I was speed shrinking with was across the hall from my literary agent. And when I mentioned it, my agent was like, write that down.
Right.
So that's how it started.
So you went to 8 shrink. Did you like any of those therapists?
I actually did, and I tell the story in the book because there was one that I thought was fantastic.
And it wasn't 8 consecutive days, because I can't find any therapist to work on a Saturday or
Believe
Sunday.
it or not, there was.
Really?
There was, yeah.
There's totally
and it might be that I live in Greenwich Village, where there's more shrinks than people. So they literally, you can find them on Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yes.
So, wow, so 8 shrinks in 8 days. I think that's smart, because I think you either know or you don't know whether you're going to like a shrink. So, and if you don't, then you want to find the one you're going to like right away. So if you just keep going.
Well, actually, it led me to this fantastic book party that I did, which led to this phenomenon shrinking, which is I actually felt like I was wasting a lot of time, because sometimes you meet someone and in 1 minute you know there's no chemistry. But here I had to sit for 45 minutes or an hour. So I decided when it came time to do the book party, I have a lot of shrink friends, and a lot of them have books out. So I decided, let me get 8 shrinks together, and I put each one in a table for this book party. And I got a timer, and so instead of speed dating, it was speed shrinking, and all my students and all my friends and young colleagues had 3 minutes to tell each shrink their problems.
3 minutes?
3 minutes, just like speed dating.
That's not long enough.
And then we have a time, and then there's a timer that goes up. So I thought, this will just be fun. Let's try it. It turned out it was amazing. Like, not only does it really work, it turns out if you sit down with someone and talk to them for a few minutes and throw out something and get their response, it's just like this fantastic pre-interview, so that you don't have to waste any time.
Yeah, but in that pre-interview, do they have the confidentiality?
Yeah. What kind of problems?
Yeah, they're real shrinks. I mean, so what happens is I only now I've done 8 or 9 parties, and it's really a huge phenomenon that took off, but I only use therapists who I know very well. It's confidential, they're fantastic. And by the way, the whole point of it is just to do a meet and greet, take their business card, maybe buy their book, just get a sense of who they are a little bit and what their specialty is. Some of them give out flyers, but they're really for real. Like, it seems like it's just a fun, kooky party, but I have brilliant people that come to them, which I think is why it works so well.
I've had problems, though, with the office setting itself.
Yeah.
That I'll be the whole time twitching and looking like, and sometimes my therapist would get up and use the restroom, and I would fix all the blinds, right, and put them the way that I wanted them to be, and then I'd sit down and be like, ah.
Do you know, I have to admit that when I was speed shrinking in the book, I definitely make comments about the decor, and you can tell a lot about somebody by their decor.
I also think there's all
that.
different kinds of shrinks. I had gone to one who believed in no disclosure at all. She wouldn't tell me a thing about herself, and I hated her for it. Because I felt like, here, I'm expected to everything, and you're telling me nothing?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, that my addiction specialist told me his whole life story right away.
I won't go otherwise.
No.
Not only do I need to
know
everything about you, I need your home phone number, I need to know your cell and your email, and I need to be able to use that.
What's so great, though, is in 3 minutes in talking to somebody, you can actually say to them, are you a strict Freudian? Will you open up about yourself?
Yeah.
And what's so great is a lot of them have books. So what happens is you could read their book, and you get a whole sense of, are they a PhD academic? Are they a psychiatrist that's only going to give you medication?
Yeah.
Or are they going to tell you their whole life story? So it's such a fantastic introduction to meet people.
I had one therapist in college who, if I didn't speak, there would be no speaking. So there were a whole bunch of this. Okay, our time is up, and I'd be like, thank God, and walk out. 50 minutes of nothing.
How long did you stay with this person?
3 years.
Alexis! Wow. We had one friend who she went to him for like the worst 9 months of her life. She had gone through a horrible breakup, cried over it, got through it, and in her last session, he asked if he could fix her up with his friend.
Well, it wasn't going to be her last session.
No, it became her last session because that's a boundary issue.
Yeah, see, I'm lucky because this shrink that I went to, I've had 2 shrinks in my life. One is more brilliant than the other. They saved my life. They saved my career. I've never been so successful and happy. So I've had extremely great luck with therapists.
Right.
And also I've asked them for recommendations for the speed shrinking parties. So I know there's a lot of jokes about bad shrinks out there, but what I try to say to my students and young colleagues is, there's amazing, fantastic, brilliant people out there, and they're psychiatrists, psychologists. I've had Jungian astrologers. I've had, you know, every different sex therapist, every different kind. And what's so exciting is that if you open your mind up and you just come to a fun party, you could really meet some brilliant people and see who's going to help you.
I'm definitely going to a party in New York.
Yeah, definitely.
I
have 2 more. I'm doing
That'll
2 more.
be fun.
I'm doing Speed Shrink Your Holiday Blues Away party in December.
Oh, that'd be good for you.
And then for Valentine's Day. No, and for Valentine's Day, I'm going to do a speed shrinking for love party with all sex therapists at Housing Works, and it goes for charity.
Can't you just have a speed shrinking party for regular people like me?
I have. I've done 6 or 7 already, but I like especially the holidays and Valentine's Day seem like rough times.
Yeah, it's all rough times, Susan. Thank you so much for being on our show. The book is Speed Shrinking, and it looks great.
Thank you.
Up next, Brian Donovan.